Shut up and sit down.
I forgot to change my thing to minutes and to hours, so I don't know what that was.
That's 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was like, that had to have been so long. Welcome back to another episode of the Bias Effect podcast. This is your host, QJ.
This is your PRCP.
Excuse me?
What's that public radio show or whatever?
NPR?
This is your NPR host, Nikki.
Good lord. Sure?
Hey, I was going off your bit, okay? You were doing the whole voice, okay? So.
I was doing ASMR.
Oh, well.
Well, we're back.
We're back!
Okay, this week we finally decided to dive into the girl groups. So it's a lot of surface level girl group stuff. We didn't do a lot of deep dives, but just a nice spread to see where our loyalties lie.
Yeah, and I'm personally, like, I was surprised about some of the stuff I got into. I wasn't expecting the variety, I guess, maybe, of the sounds that were coming out, because, at least for me, I think a lot of the boy groups that we're into, or, like, I'm into, are, like, kind of a similar sound for the most part. So, yeah, anyway, it was interesting to dive into some of the girl groups. And I can already tell you, I'm excited. I will be obsessed with some of these bands. Guaranteed. So, I kind of just did, like, an overall kind of, like, research of, like, generic differences between girl groups and boy groups, because I was curious to see. Basically, I didn't want to be that girly that was only into boy groups, because, I only like men's groups and whatever. So I was curious if there was, like, an actual different sound to them. So I have a little bit of breakdown here. So girl groups tend to they explore more concepts of being cute, innocent, fresh, elegant, fierce, girl crush. So I'm like, okay. And boy groups tend to focus more on powerful, charismatic, or performance-heavy concepts, which is generally what I tend to like when I watch the boy group stuff. But I'm like, as we'll get into it, I'm like, I don't feel like that just goes for boy groups, but...
As a general statement, though, I do think that's kind of true. Because if you just look at girl groups, usually, like, yeah, they're kind of cutesy. Unless you actually look into them and, like, look into more of them, then you start to see differences. But, like, as a general overview, it usually is, like, cutesy versus, like, raw energy or whatever.
No, I guess that's true, yeah. Like, the first thing I usually, before I got into all this, when I think of girl groups, yeah, I think of the very I go thing, like, right from the start. But, like, that the boys are, like, yeah, like, fucking, beef. We're dancing. We're dancing, we're, like, showing, raw energy, whatever. Yeah, okay. So, for girl groups, the music tends to lean more catchy melodies, bright hooks, experimental production. And for boy groups, they tend to have more rap sections, hard-hitting beats, and complex layering. So, yeah, I think that kind of goes what you're saying. Like, I always picture, like, anime in my head, like, an anime, like, little thing for the girl group stuff. And, and I always like rapping, hard-hitting beats, so makes more sense why it's more boy groups. But again, when you get into, like, specific girl groups, I'm like, that ain't always exclusive to boy groups. So, for girl groups, lyrics often highlight themes of friendship, love, empowerment, or fun. And I think boy groups tend to have more rebellion, ambition, struggle, darker, more introspective storytelling. I'm like, okay. For choreography, for boy groups, it's usually for girl groups, it's usually designed to highlight elegance, synchronization, and expression. And then for boy groups, it's more demanding, high-intensity choreography, which, anyone watch BTS? My goodness, those guys have probably the cardio level of a soccer player. Same with the T's, any of those groups. So, sure. Mm-hmm. Like, boy groups tend to incorporate acrobatics, complex formation, and hard-hitting moves to showcase strength and stamina. Okay. And for girl groups, they tend to do, like, more intricate things that fans can copy, but they tend to prioritize like visual beauty over intensity. Typically, this part I found interesting, that often boy groups have longer lifespans than girl groups. Didn't think of that. So for girl groups, they historically have a shorter peak periods due to industry bias and fast changing trends. Though this is shifting, like Blackpink, Twice, Red Velvet, they're still very active. But some of the boy groups that, of course, we all know that have been around forever, BTS, EXO, SHINee.
Mm-hmm.
Ever heard of them? Oh gosh. Yeah, so for girl groups, a lot of the songs, the choreography are very catchy, viral. You know, you want to do the choreography, you want to sing the choruses. They do, and this we all know, the girl groups face way stricter scrutiny on their image and their behavior and their scandals. Like, I feel like a scandal, the one girl had, I forgot what group she was from, but she was just dating like an actor too, who wasn't like some schlub. She had to handwrite an apology to her, whatever the group she was a part of. I was like, this is ridiculous. Even like, okay, we have a guy, I don't think I really like Blackpink that much, but the level of scrutiny they put on some of these members is disgusting. Like, for Jennie, like, they just, everyone will be like, she's a whore, basically. And I'm like,
Jennie is like, every time I see her on my dash, she's dating someone else. She's dating V, she's dating Kai, she's dating some guy in Vancouver, British Columbia. Like, what are we talking about? She can't be dating all of these guys. I mean, she could be, and if she is, fine.
Slay, girl. Yeah.
Bob off.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, just let her flip and be. Like, you can have your opinions on her, but it seems, again, we're just getting in, and their girl groups haven't fully gotten into our algorithm yet, but, like, it makes me angry.
Yeah.
Because I don't see this criticism, and like, the point here says scrutiny exists less often, and for boy groups in terms of image, they can tend to experiment more with darker and mature concepts earlier on in their career, which is true. But yes, but the criticism is still very much there for boys groups. I'm not taking that away, but as we know, as we're both women in this society, and I know, have been scrutinized either like directly or indirectly, and we're not anything.
We're nothing.
We're not like we're
nobody.
We're absolutely nobody. But we're not like an idol. And like, even in North America, they are celebrities. Like, they get. But this is a whole completely different level that is disgusting, frankly.
Yeah.
And I'm scared to get into it because I don't want to see it. Because I think I shared one clip with you from Twice, and it was like JYP being basically like, you need to lose weight, and you were like, I'm not even clicking on this.
Yeah,
you're
no,
like, I can't even engage. It's true, because what I've been seeing from Twice is the leader, she seems freaking badass, Jiho, I think her name's how you pronounce it. And it was her, like, and they were like, if you want to be successful, you have to lose more weight. She obviously looked totally fine. And I think in the end, she was like, basically like, fuck you, kind of, like, I don't know, or she might have been like, I'll lose weight, but I'll be like, I don't know.
It seems to me like there's maybe some shifts happening, because I've also seen a clip of Blackpink where they were on like a live, like just two of them were on a live, and fans were like, oh, if you keep eating all that, like, you're gonna get fat, and the other member was like, keep eating, like, shut the fuck up, basically. So it does seem like they're standing up for themselves a little bit more, which is good. And I think it's groups like that are more popular, like, worldwide, in my opinion. And maybe have been exposed to women of a different culture who are like, fuck that, you know, kind of thing. That's just how I would perceive it to be. I don't know what's true or not, whatever, but like, it does seem like there might be some sort of shifts happening, and because it seems less catered towards like men specifically, like older girl groups, it's like, this is a cute girl for you, a man, to stare at and watch bounce around or whatever. And then when she starts to get a little bit older, well, we'll trade her in for someone new because we know what you want. Yeah. But like, if people these days are not as like, I need like a hot young girl. It could be anyone. Right. Like, you know, not anyone.
Yeah. But I think, unfortunately though, like, even the bands you listed, like, I think because they're like, again, they're very, very popular and they're very large, that they don't necessarily need to listen to. It's kind of like Changbin, right? Like, he was like, no, I'm gonna get beefy, I don't care, right? So I think it's only like the bigger group. I mean, again, I hope overall the industry is shifting a bit, which I think it is.
It's gonna be so slow though, but like, these are just gonna be like minute shifts over time. And yeah, of course the popular ones are gonna benefit more from it because it's like I'm making you money, so.
So what are you gonna say to me?
Yeah.
It's like Subin being like, I'll say whatever I want to say.
Yeah.
You're
not gonna fire me.
Yeah, you're not gonna fire exactly. So yeah, so I'm excited because I do see some girl groups so far that I'm like, hell yeah, but I'm scared to get into it because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
I know that, like, when it comes to Twitter, it's very, like, toxic there, like, for boy groups, too. So I just, like, don't... If I see a link for that, I just don't click it. So, like, I miss a lot of, like, toxic boy group stuff, like, especially with, like, ARMY stuff. It's, like, I guess, pretty toxic on Twitter. So I'm, like, if I'm getting into groups, I'm gonna have to have, like, the same mentality where I'm just, like, not clicking the comment section at all. If I'm watching a clip, I'll watch the clip, great, move on, not looking at comments for anything. If I can see in the reel that the caption or whatever is like, look at this fat bitch, like, I'm not gonna click on it, you know what I mean? Like, I just have to have that in my mind to just avoid those things because it's just infuriating. And what are you gonna do? Start arguing in the comments? Like,
no, yeah, that's never helpful. Like, it's never gonna get anywhere.
Yeah.
I know, because a part of me is a bit of a masochist, because I'm like, I kind of want to look into these comments, because I kind of want to be like, who are you people? But I think you're right. I think I have to at least limit that quite a bit. Because I think the first reel I ever saw of Twice was, like, them in one of their outfits, and obviously they all looked amazing. And, like, at least they, from my perspective, they seem very, like, in shape, not, like, overly, like, too skinny or whatever. But I think the comment was, like, body goals or something. I'm like, can we not fucking talk about their bodies? Like, I can totally, and this is another reason I was kind of afraid to get into girl groups, because I can see the hypocritical statements of me being like, can we not talk about their bodies, and then us being like, oh, look at those abs. So, like, yeah, I see the comparisons, but usually, I mean, at least in my mind, you know, call me out if I'm crazy, but usually it's where, at least it seems like the guys that we're into are like they're not like super skinny or like unhealthy for the most part, from what it seems like. I mean, they could be. You can't really tell health by the way you look at somebody. So maybe it's a mirror to myself, being like, yeah, you don't like that with girls, so maybe you shouldn't do that with men. Well,
yeah, I mean, to some level, like the whole industry is visual as well. So like there is a level, no matter what, being like, yeah, this person looks good. But, like, you can move tactfully, you know, and not be like, ew, you look like a fucking skeleton or whatever.
True.
I don't know, like, you can be, like, polite and, like, joyful about it, because it is part of the experience.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So, yeah, I have to face myself with a lot of this. So interesting. But that was the basic breakdown between girl and boy groups. So we can go into some of the groups we took a little looky-loo at. So I think I said on a previous episode, I went into Twice. Like, I listened to every single one of their albums, and they've been around since 2015, which is like similar. Like, I think just say Stray Kids. When were they debuted?
Stray Kids 2018, I think, but Twice was 2015, and they debuted through the same process as Stray Kids. They also had this show thing where they were all on there doing whatever they had to do and debuted at the end together. So it's the same concept as Stray Kids, but a couple of years earlier.
Okay, so yeah, so only a couple years earlier, and they have, like, again, an insane amount of music. It took me 2 weeks to listen to all their stuff, I think. And I went home to visit my family, and it's a drive for me, so it's about 4 or 5 hour drive, whatever. So I was like, oh, I'll listen to Twice, and I texted you when I was like halfway home, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this with Twice, because the early stuff for me was just not hitting for me. It was very, like, what we described, very cutesy, very girl groupy, where it was just like, I don't relate to any of this music, and I was like, girl, I don't know if I can get into Twice. And you were like, because you do the opposite as me. You listen to their usually more recent or like a playlist.
Yeah, I usually just listen to like random, and I think it tends to be like, usually it tends to be newer songs or like whatever was more popular, which is usually newer stuff. So I know when you said that, I was like, was I wrong about Twice? Am I stupid? Like, I don't know.
No, and then I got into about, I think it was around like Stray Kids, like 2018, 2019, when I was like, oh no, they're fucking suck. Yeah, and again, which is probably just like trends in music too, but yeah, I was like not here for the early music, but yeah, 2018, 2019, bangers, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So yeah, I can see myself for sure getting some. I already have like a list of albums I want to get from them. I definitely want to look at their content. I've seen just a bit of content, but I seem to like feel like I would dig them. I know, like I saw one clip of Jonghyun. I will learn how to pronounce her names, but she seems so cool.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to get into her because again, she is quote unquote a big girl, which she's not in North American standards, but in K-pop standard, and she like doesn't seem to like give a fuck, and I'm like, fuck yes, I love her. And I think she's like tall though. She's a tall girl too. Anyway, I saw a clip of her and one of the members of Big Bang, like Daesung. Is that one of
the guy with the longer hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Daesung.
Yeah, and they were just like so funny together. I'm like, okay, perfect. I'm excited.
I saw a clip of her interviewing Han as well, and it was like very funny. So I was like, nice.
Okay. We're getting it. Yeah, and they're also a JYP band, so they are in the realm of, as you mentioned, Stray Kids. I know, like, Bang Chen's been around them for, like, even before.
He's in
like,
one of their music videos. One of their early videos. He's like a zombie or something.
Like zombie? Yeah, so he's been around them forever, too.
I always see these clips where it's like, the members of Twice just brought him everywhere pre-debut. So he'd be, like, just in the background of, like, a crowd shot at like a party or something. There's just like young Bang Chan just hanging out.
So yeah, they're a 9-member group. In band order, it's Jiho, Nayeon, who's allegedly J-Hope's girlie.
Allegedly.
Then Jonghyun, Momo, Sana, Mina, Daeyeon, Chaeyoung, and Suyu. So, and their age ranges are like 95 to 99. So like, yeah, slay girlies.
I think they have a mix of members as well. If I'm not mistaken, at least Sana and Suyu are Japanese. I'm not too sure about the other girls, but I know they have a mixture of backgrounds in there as well.
We love it. We love to see it. For me, one of my favorite songs was Hara Hara. That song is an absolute banger. And only because I'm recently biased, or because I just watched it. They also do a version of Takedown from Kpop Demon Hunter. But it's not all of them. I think it's only like 4 members that do the song. But sick. I have a lot more, but that Hara Hara is the one that every time it comes on, I'm like, I will flip tables. It is like such a good song.
For me, that song is Icon. Every time Icon comes on, I'm like, hell yeah, party. But I have like a bunch, like I like Icon, Scientist, Say You Love Me, Cry For Me, and I like This Is 4, which is off the comeback that they had in July. I thought that was a pretty good like self-empowerment banger.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just read that your notes that I was like, oh yeah, I definitely listened to that song. I was like, yes, this is
for all my ladies.
This is for me. So yeah, definitely really excited to get into them and like really dig into their lore. And I haven't watched any of their music videos or anything yet, so.
No, me neither, actually.
We'll get in it, though. Oh, yeah, also, their fandom name is Once, which I love that. Once, twice.
Oh. Nice. They used to have a slogan, too. I should have looked at that before, but it's something weird like that. It's like, once for me, twice for you, or something like that.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. And I think I like their glow stick.
Oh, their light stick? I love their light stick. It's like, so cute.
Yeah, it's like a circle, but it looks like, I don't know.
It has their like TW logo inside of it.
Nice.
It's cute.
Nice.
I saw it. Somebody had it at the Stray Kids show.
Oh, nice.
Like, yeah, bring whatever you got.
Okay, so, yeah, like I was saying, as I was going home, I was listening to Twice, and at the same moment, I was like, I'm falling asleep to some of this music. I was typing into Google, hard K-girl groups, or whatever. And I sent you, like, the list, and you're like, I don't think Google's understanding.
Yeah.
Because I think it was trying to be, like, hard dances, or, like, hard, like, music or something. Anyway, but I was trying to find harder sounding K-pop. Anyway, I eventually found a Reddit thread and I came upon Dreamcatcher, and oh my god, are they like right up my absolute alley. I love them. I'm obsessed. After I talked to you that day, I listened to them all the way from half rest to get home that day, and obsessed. So they're a bit more metal pop, and obsessed. I got obsessed, and all their themes are very macabre, gothic, which, and yeah, because obviously the listeners don't know me personally, but that's very much my vibe. Okay.
I wanted just basic overviews of these groups. So 7-member group under the Dreamcatcher company. Jiu, Sua, Sion, Handon, Yoyeon, Dami, and Gayan. Evidently, each member represents a nightmare or fear, which we need to dive into, but sounds crazy.
So sick.
They debuted
sick.
They debuted January 13th, 2017 under the Happy Face Entertainment Company, and on February 13th, 2019, Happy Face announced it would rename as Dreamcatcher Company. So I'm also kind of curious what that means. Like, is this like maybe their only group, or like what's the vibe there? And then their last drop, they had an EP July 10th of this year called Virtuous.
Perfect. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yes. And I was trying to like, again, we'll dig deeper into them later, but because I was trying to see if they were like disbanded. I don't think they are, but I found their YouTube page. They seem to have like a separate, maybe like a unit thing going on right now. Or maybe some members have, I don't know.
I pulled the basic info from like the top of K profiles, and usually if there's a separation, it's in that paragraph. Okay. And they didn't have it, so I don't know, but maybe, I don't know, maybe.
So we'll see. I hope they're still together, or maybe they're doing like more subunit things. I don't know, but we'll see. I'm very excited. They're so up my alley. It's not even funny, and I'm so excited I found them.
For several of these groups, I just listened to whatever their last album was, just because I wanted just a taste. So I listened to Virtuous, and like, I'm not really a metal fan, so it wasn't exactly for me, but I do really appreciate the vibe. And I did save one song called Stomp from the last EP, and I would listen to future comebacks. But like, just for that off the bat, I'm just not really a metal person, so it was more like I appreciate what's going on here, and I'll pay attention.
I appreciate you for appreciating it, but it's true. It's like but because I mean, last time you humored me was The Boys, and well. Yeah.
So if you fuck this one up, then you're done.
You're done. You're done. We're done here. But
I don't think it can be bad. It's just like, it might not be something that I would go out of I would have picked up myself.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, and I just that's what I kind of love about K-pop, is there's usually something for everybody. Like, again, that I'm not like, I would say like I'm super into metal either, but like a metal pop vibe, oh hell yeah, I'm so here for that. But anyway, that's Dreamcatcher. I'm really excited to look into them. And the website we always go to, they have a Dreamcatcher section, and I was like, hell yeah. So they are easy acquirable, I guess. The next band I wanted to take a look at, because listen to One Us, was the RBW. It's the One Us label. RBW has a big girl group that, if you go listen to our
previous episode about One Us, ever heard of them? Fucking listen to them.
Fucking listen to One Us. We talked about RBW's background, and they heavily talked about Mamamoo being like one of their most profitable artists. So I was like, okay, I gotta look them up. I was, again, blown away. I was not expecting them at all to sound like this, because, again, I've one us and one we, even. They are very jazzy, very funky. Like, they are not, like, I wouldn't call them pop. At least I started from the very beginning. And so I only listened to a couple albums with their beginning stuff. And very cool. I'm excited to get into this, because it's definitely a different vibe. I don't know if I would, like, listen to it all the time, because I have to be in the mood for that type of music. But exciting.
Yeah, so Mamamoo is a 4-member group under RBW, like we said. Solar, Moonbyul, Wheein, and Hwasa. They debuted June 18, 2014. June 2021, Wheein did not renew her contract, and then Hwasa announced not to renew hers in 2023. But despite being under different agencies, all 4 members participate, quote-unquote, in group activities. However, they've been semi-inactive since, which their last EP was 2022, so participating is a strong word in my opinion. I did listen to that EP. It was only 3 songs, but added all 3 to my playlist because I thought they were all
nice.
Like pure vibes.
Yes! Perfect. Okay, so Mamamoo
it's in.
On your like list. Yes! Okay, perfect. Yeah, that was the only thing I was, like, not sure if I wanted to, like, dip in, because I think they're more on, like, they're not really active. I think they're very all successful sololy right now. Sololy? They all have successful solo careers, I believe, when we were doing our research, so, but, hey, we can still listen and respect the band that's not together. And maybe it's like Shiny vibes, where they just can't get together that often.
Yeah, maybe they do like a live show once in a while, or maybe they do a variety show together or something like that. Whatever. Yeah.
That would be cool, but still very worth getting into, and I'm excited to dig into them for sure. And they passed your sniff test too. So.
Yeah. I was into it. Okay.
Perfect. I'm excited. Oh yeah, so we briefly touched upon Katseye, and I just think they're an interesting group that I haven't gotten fully into them yet, but they're clearly so K-pop coded.
Yeah, I pulled it and I did listen to whatever their last thing was, because I was like, we did mention it a little bit before, so I was like, let me just see what's the vibe here. Honestly, personally, didn't really like it. I like the song Touch still like a total banger in my opinion, but the last EP came out June 2025, and that's the one that has like Gnarly on it and Gabriella and stuff. I absolutely hate the song Gnarly. I think it's one of the most annoying songs I've ever heard. It's like, it was not for me, and like the whole EP.
I'm the shit.
No, it wasn't for me. The whole EP was like not really for me, but I mean they're fine. 6-member K-pop inspired international girl group under Geffen and Hive America. Sophia, Manon, Daniela, Laura, Megan, Yoonchae. They were formed through a survival show, The Debut, which I think is that show that was on Netflix maybe. They debuted June 2024, so just like a year ago. And then their last EP was June of this year, so. And they did do a collab of the song Touch with Youngjun. Have you ever even heard of this guy?
Yeah, this is where I'm like, they are so we've touched on it, but some people will be like, they're not K-pop. Yeah. I'm like, you can't say that, because they're heavily in the world of K-pop. Hive is representing them in some capacity. They did a survival show that is 101 K-pop, and it's on Netflix, and I haven't watched it, but I do see it there. They're literally, their first single is called Debut. That we don't call it that in North America. We don't say this band debuts. We just say, oh, there's a new band here. So that's K-pop. And you said they have collabed with Yeonjun. Like, not a lot of North American bands would just collab with K-pop, like normally. Like, yeah, sure, Jungkook has done it. Some other people like RM has done it, but those are like, that's so not like a norm of a band, like not that early on in their career either. I don't mind Gnarly as a song. I kind of like that. I'm the shit, but I can see where it's very annoying. I can't see that.
I just don't like the part that's like gnarly. No, I'm like, ugh, stop. Stop it.
I love that dance with I'm the shit. I'm the shit. But yeah, I don't know if I'll get super into them though. And I think we were also talking about like because they're not technically K-pop, they can be more provocative in their dance moves and their styling. But I'm like, hey.
The EP had a lot of swearing in it too.
Oh, nice.
Or not a lot, but it had swearing in it. Which is, I think, a thing that they also can benefit from, like, as a girl group, not being specific K-pop. They can, like, say the F word or whatever.
True, yeah, I forget about that with K-pop. Like, even every single Stray Kids song that swears, it's, like, not actually swearing.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite one is from Giant, Do Re Mi Fa King,
yeah.
Giant. I'm like, hell yeah. Or they'll just be like, what the...
Yeah.
Blank. You're like, okay.
Trying to think about it, I feel like BTS is the only group I've heard actually swear.
What song do they swear in? I can't.
I mean, Jungkook swears.
Oh well.
But I've heard it
yes.
and RM does as well quite a bit in some of his songs, like his solo stuff. But I mean, it must be other groups must have done it as well, but it's very rare and like even more rare for a girl group. So.
Oh yeah, their image. They can't be swearing up a storm. A couple other big name ones. Red Velvet. I have heard of them. We actually just talked about one of the members on our August comeback episode. She did a collab with one of the members did a collab with Key on his latest album Hunter. Sulgi. Oh, I didn't know this. Yeah, I'm just pre-reading your notes. They're an SM group, Red Velvet.
Yeah, they're a 5-member group from SM. Irene, Sulgi, Wendy, Joy, Yuri. Debuted August 2014. On April 2025, Yuri and Wendy's contracts ended, but they are both quote-unquote continuing as active members. Their last album was August 2024. I listened to it, obviously, give a little taste. It was, to me, I guess maybe similar to what you said about Early Twice. It was kind of like middle-of-the-road girl music, so like it didn't really hit me that much. And then like Sulgi did the collab with Key in his most recent album, and also Wendy's collab with Jin in his Happy album for Heart on the Window, which is a song I do like. So maybe some of their solo stuff might hit a little different, but
okay, well yeah, I'll take a peek. But from your review there, definitely sounds like ain't my kind of girl, but
like I usually tend to think whatever the last album is like going to be the one that hits the most. So if the last album was like middle of the road to me, then I'm like, there's definitely no way that something earlier is going to be more banging, in my opinion. I could be totally wrong, but they're also like an older group from 2014, so like I'm not really going to listen to all of it to double check. If I didn't get the vibe right away, then it is what it is.
Right. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
And then the next one is a massive one I hear everybody talk about is Girls' Generation. So, they're 8-member group. I thought they were so much bigger than that. But 8-member group, Taeyeon, Sunny, Tiffany, Hoyeon, Yuri, Soyoung, Yuna, Sohyun. Anyway. Former member Jessica left the group on September 30th, 2014. When did they debut?
Oh yeah, it doesn't have the debut here. Oh, 2007.
2007! My goodness. Oh, they're another SM group too.
Yeah, it was another group that I had also heard a lot of too, so I was like, let me see. And I knew it was an older group too. I didn't know 2007 until I looked it up, but I was like, damn, that's crazy. Their last album was 2022. Their 7th album, Forever One. I thought the album was pretty good. It was still like kind of like girly pop music, but like a bit better, more like better done. And I did save a couple songs. 17, Closer, and Villain were pretty good. So like probably would listen to like a mixed playlist of them, pull a few bangers out from their discography, but like I wouldn't listen like top to bottom. It wasn't that good. It was just like pleasant, good music.
Wow. And if they're out from 2007, my god.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of music out
Yeah.
there. Also a song called 17.
I don't know. When it came on, I was like, okay, don't be biased towards this song. But I was like, actually, it's not that bad.
Okay, sure, okay. Okay, well, maybe I'll show some respect at least.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, give it a try, little taste. They're
a little tasty.
One of the paved wayers or whatever.
True. They're the key members in probably getting K-pop where it is today, whatever. That old spiel. Okay, the next one.
I took a hit and I listened to a Blackpink album, okay?
Did you? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah, Blackpink. We all everyone knows Blackpink. I will admit something here. I'm a blip. No.
I'm a hardcore Blink.
No, I think the first true exposure I ever had to K-pop was Blackpink through Lady Gaga. So Blackpink did a song with Lady Gaga on her Chromatica album called Sour Candy, and I was like obsessed with it. I loved that song. I was so into it, and I was like singing Korean, listening to that song. Because I never really listened to BTS before that, so I think Chromatica came out, it was during COVID, so I think it was like 2021. So that was probably the first I ever really listened to technically a K-pop song. So it was Blackpink. Blackpink, I guess, was the beginning, very, very beginning. But Stray Kids, yeah, I know. Stray Kids is really the one that got me into it. But I love that song, but it was Lady Gaga produced, so anyway. So yeah, Blackpink was probably the first K-pop I ever kind of listened to or got exposed to,
So, Blackpink, four-member girl group under the YG Entertainment, Jisoo, Jennie, Rose, and Lisa. They debuted August 2016. 2018, they signed with Interscope. 2023, all members renewed their contract with YG for group activities, but chose to work independently for their individual activities. So I guess under solo work, they're under different companies. Well, they are, because Lisa set up her own company, L Loud. Jennie set up her own company, Odd Atelier. Jisoo set up her own agency, Blissoo. And Rose signed with the Black label.
Okay.
Their last album was 2022, Born Pink, but they did release a single this year, July 2025, Jump. I listened to Jump, didn't care for it. I listened to Born Pink, didn't care for it. I know that for me, that my exposure to Blackpink was a song called Kill This Love, which was from 2019. It used to be on a Spotify alarm clock playlist that my husband would use, and it was the first song, so it would always play that song to wake him up. And then when we started getting into K-pop, I was like, oh yeah, that Blackpink song. So I listened to it, and I was like, I thought it was alright, but like overall, I don't really like their music that much. Like it feels hard for the sake of feeling hard. I don't know, like, I don't really know how to describe it very well, but it's just like, there's no, like, to me, there's no real, like, substance.
It's like ingenuine a bit.
I find their discography very odd also. They only have 2 actual albums. Like, they debuted 2016, they have 2 actual, like, Korean K-pop albums, 1 Japanese album, and 2 Japanese EPs. Keep in mind, none of their members are Japanese, so majority of their work is Japanese albums. And they're not, none of them are. It's 2 Korean members. Rose was born in New Zealand, and Lisa's Thai. So I just find it a bit odd, especially for, like, they debuted, 9 years ago, and that's it. Like, I mean, I respect, like, if you think about Western music, that makes sense. Yeah. Maybe 5 albums. Yes. But when you think about K-pop music, it's like 3 albums a year. So I'm like the content level is so low to me that I'm like, it confuses me a little. But maybe they don't really focus on the Korean aspect of it. Maybe they don't focus on the K-pop aspect of it. I'm not really sure.
But like I haven't looked into their albums or anything, but so you're saying they only have, do they not have Korean EPs?
No, just 2 albums. As far as I could tell, those 2 albums, like, I didn't listen to everything, but I assume they're Korean, because it didn't say English or Japanese. And also interesting that the first one came out in 2020. So they debuted 2016, didn't release one full album until 2020. just Japanese EPs and singles, and they have a lot of live albums though. So like I think that's where maybe they filled the gaps in. But I'm like, it just seemed weird to me. Like there's not, if you really break it down, there's not like a variety of music there. Like maybe 20, 30 songs, right? Like it's strange.
That is odd. Is that exactly like you said, compared to like they said they debuted in 2016. I listened to Twice, debuted 2015. They have like hours of music.
50
and again, does that necessarily mean like quantity over quality? But I don't know. But
and I know the four of them do a lot of solo work, so like I didn't look at their solo discographies. Maybe they've been blasting those out. I'm not really sure, but just as a group, I thought their discography confused me a little, and I was like, this is strange.
Yeah. I also listened to Jump when I didn't realize it was like a new single though when I listened to it. It just came out like a mix. I didn't mind it. Like I was like, it's fun. Like it was fine. But yeah, I would be like, I thought it was like an old like I didn't think it was like their new like we're coming back single. I was like, oh yeah, it was fine. Like it was, I would listen to it. Like yeah, like nothing against it, but I was like, oh, this is like their big comeback though. I was like.
Yeah, it just kind of like washed over me, and I was like, if I was listening to like a K-pop playlist and it came on, I'd be like, sure, whatever. But like, nothing stood out to me for Blackpink, so.
No, I kind of agree. Like, again, like I liked the one Lady Gaga song with them, but that was, and I liked Rose did that song with Bruno Mars. That
oh yeah, fun. Yeah, that sounds good.
So like. Yeah, so like there's stuff like that where maybe there's some stuff out there, but there's solo work. And Lisa's also been on a few Stray Kids songs, I think. So yeah, but yeah, I don't get the hype. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I didn't really get it either.
I haven't dug so much into them, and the scrutiny that must be on them is insane. But I don't know if I really like their personalities that much. But again, I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah, I don't watch enough content to know what they're like. But like the content that is exposed to me, I'm just like, it just falls flat.
Yeah, and again, we probably have a more of the anti-Blackpink algorithm just because of how much BTS we probably incorporate into our algorithm. Because for some whatever reason, ARMY and Blinks hate each other.
Yeah,
like toxically much. And I would never go that far, but because some of this footage I have seen of their recent comeback or concerts, they were actually just at Rogers Stadium after we saw Stray Kids, and some of the footage they don't seem very energetic on stage. Let's put it that way.
I don't get the vibe that they're into what they're doing, like as a group.
Yes.
Like the way that they dance on stage together, like there just doesn't really seem to be like chemistry or like joy there. Like it just it feels very like flat, and like I even saw like Blink fans, not like ARMY trolls or whatever, like actual fans being like, "What am I watching? Like where's?"
Yeah.
So like I don't think it's exclusive to like anti-fans who are to say. I think even some Blinks are like, what's going on here?
Yeah, like I guess they're probably under some kind of contract where like just don't be together if you don't want to be together.
I mean, they just re-signed or whatever. It said like last year or something. You didn't have to.
Yeah, so I don't know. Seems like an odd combination there. So, but we'll see, I guess.
Yeah. And then the only other thing I listened to, I love Jessi. She's like a host, and she like just doesn't give a shit. Every time I see her, she's like, fuck it. And she's like open about plastic surgery and just things like that. Like she's just like a real person. She's
a queen in the space. We need more voices like her.
So I kind of love her, so I wanted to see what her like music was like. She's a rapper mostly. Like a lot of her stuff was rap, and it was like what I'll say is I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I saved so many of her songs. Like, she's like, she's a great rapper. She was part of a few other groups, Uptown and Lucky J, which were hip hop groups, and then girl groups Unis and Refund Sisters, which I've never heard of any of them. So, but she started solo in 2005. And she was born in 1980 8, which means she started solo like 17 years old, which is when people are usually joining joining groups. She started solo like that early. I'll say she doesn't have a ton of albums for a 2005 start. I don't think I wrote down one album, 2 EPs, and then mostly singles. So like not a lot of music for a solo from 2005, but everything that was there, I didn't really like her debut album, I'll say that. But everything else I liked. She just released a song also this year, 2020. She just released a song in 2025. I don't know why I always say 2025. 2025 called Newsflash, which is a great song. And then there's a song called Zoom, which is like an Instagram song that I've definitely heard like 1,000 times. Didn't know it was her. And one of my favorites was Nunu Nana. It's just like a really fun song. But yeah, loved her. Absolutely loved it.
I'm intrigued by her too. Yeah, all of her clips, and she's so funny with all like the male idols too.
Yeah.
So,
she's literally always like, I'm falling in love with you. Like all the like really hot ones, she's like, I think I love you.
I love her. Yeah, so that's exciting, and so I'll definitely want to look into her a little more as well. But yeah, actually, it's interesting that she doesn't have that much music, but like you said, she's like all over the place. Like I feel like the whole industry knows who she is.
I think she might be more of like a personality, I guess.
Personality, yeah, because the host stuff, she looks, and she was, like you said, in a bunch of groups, so I guess makes sense. But yeah,
she's great.
We stand Jessi.
Love her.
We stand Jessi in this house. Okay.
And that was the overview, the surface level intake of girl groups. So we did find a few that we liked, that we were going to probably look at a little bit more. So we'll start integrating those into our personalities.
Yeah, it's right into our personalities. And another band that I do want to look into more is like Les Seraphim. They had like a YouTube, like I think like a lot of groups do like either like a debut or like they have like their like a documentary series kind of, right? So I watched theirs a while ago, and yeah, I mean they seem interesting enough. One of the girls I think does a lot of hosting. One girl was from Japanese, and it was interesting to see her. I think her name is Sakura, or am I just hoping that it's Sakura? Anyway, she was struggling a lot with her confidence in her singing because she is Japanese and learning to sing in Korean. Oh, it was very interesting. But so they might be another one that we talk about.
Yeah, I wanted to take a peek at that too because it's a name that I hear a lot, but I can only do so much. Okay.
You can only do so much, guys.
Well, you'll definitely do like another girl group, like, you know, maybe pull a few more just to try them out because we have so many boy groups, like.
So many boy groups.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely start doing our deep dives. Probably the first one we'll do is Twice. So that's how
Twice is the one that we got furthest into with this. Like, we listen to everything, and I've been listening to them for a while now, so. But definitely would be interested to research Dreamcatcher as well.
Oh,
and maybe Girl Generation, just because it's like OG.
Oh yeah, I mean, keep tuned, guys. We have endless amount of things to talk about. We'll be here till we're in our 80s. And yeah, you already purchased Twice merchandise, so.
Yeah, I got a tank top. Okay, Twice logo.
So we're in it. We're in it. Okay, we're in it.
If I ever saw their light stick on sale, I would buy it.
I mean, just stay tuned, y'all. We'll talk more about girl groups. We're diversifying our listening bucket, and catch you on the flip. Bye.